trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is the forecast we had for the NASDAQ today while our president was speaking over in Davos. I just want to show you how it turned out, folks, because I was really surprised when I saw it. There's what it was, and as you can just see, we just about made a 382 retracement here with an ABCD just a few minutes ago. So we start getting below this level right here. It's telling us that maybe this will, end the day on a lower note, and that would be down for another couple hours if that's the case. Now, as we were waiting, I did not get to hear the president's speech because I didn't have any TV. The cable was out. I didn't have any data. But let's just look at what the markets did, okay? Here's the Russell. Here's when our president was speaking right here. You can see we'd made a 61% retracement right before he started talking at 8 o'clock. And the market went up and made an ABCD pattern up here at 27.01. It's now trading down at 27 or 26.65. So it's had a pretty big correction from that level. Okay, the next one we had is the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which was setting exactly at the 78% level of the low that we made way back here on the 4th of January. So that was another one. Plus you had an ABCD that married there. That ended there, and then we had a strong rally going up into this is the 50% retracement of the whole move. That's done with one man speaking, folks. That's billions of dollars that moved during that time. If we look at the E-mini S&P, there's where you're looking at right here. You had an ABCD setting almost exactly at the 78% level, and we had a strong rally, got up to 69.10. We're now trading at 68.49. And then finally, we look at the NASDAQ. We did the same thing. NASDAQ came almost to the 50%. It rallied all the way up here to the 24. Now we're trading down here at 22 or 21 and change, whatever that number happens to be right now. The main thing, folks, is one of the things that I talked about over the week. Oh, two things that really are super important, but let's do the Bitcoin first. I said this was the most bearish pattern of all. If you remember in the newsletter, this is the most bearish pattern. You have an ABCD Gartley right exactly at the 382 at 97,000, folks. Now, that is a big move from 97,000, because if we look at Bitcoin here today, and we are going to do that right now, you can see there it is trading at 87. It's down $10,000, folks, from that number up there. 10,000. You can see we had another little ABCD this morning during his speech, and then look what happened. This is a very bearish market, folks. I don't know the outcome of what it's going to look like, but it does have some really bearish quantitative things to look at, especially that 382 rally coming off of a $126,000 Bitcoin. We're now trading at just about halfway down, folks. Well, no, halfway would be 72,000. So it's quite a ways from halfway, but still not looking very bullish from my perspective. Now, I'm going to show you the Ripley's, but believe it or not, trade, folks. So hold on here. Just hold on to your hats on this one, because this one even surprised me, and I wasn't expecting it. But we're going to talk about it right here. And that here, it is natural gas, folks. Okay, 3 or 4 days ago, back on the 16th, on that Friday, we made an ABCD pattern right here, okay? Folks, there's a $10,000 move today, folks. This is a monster move. We went from, this is $100 a point, folks. That's a lot of money. From 3,000 to 4,000 is 10,000, and 4,700 is another 8, so it's $17,000 move. in just a matter of a few days. So I think I'm calculating that right because I trade it all the time. But, given the way my mind works sometimes, I might be totally wrong. There was our 382 retracement here if you'd been watching it on that Sunday night. But, of course, I certainly wasn't. Anyway, that's what I'd like to bring to your attention. Now, we have other things that we need to cover here. So bear with me. We'll be with you in just a second, and we'll be just fine here. Hold on. We've covered the Tesla. Okay, let's cover the gold market because we have some big things happening in gold and silver. Now, here's our gold. Let's get it up here to show you where we are. Okay, there was our forecast for today. Now, you can see we've had to move down. Now, look what's happening. You see we're having a rally here coming into a potential high. Now, this was our big high right up here. We dropped $85, okay? That's an ABCD. We dropped $85 an ounce. Now we're going to be rallying back to just about the 382. We'll put that in there right there, and that's going to come in right here at about 4835. We're about $3 away, and there's the timing that it should come in on right there. Now, remember yesterday, folks, this is what's really hilarious. Let me get this hourly. Well, let's do a half-hour chart because this was happening. If you remember, we were being really excited about selling this thing right here. I think is where it was, wasn't it? Yeah, there's where our sell was right there. Boy, that looked really great, didn't it? That did ABCD. We sold it at 47.69, and it came all the way down to 47.49. It dropped $2,000, and it had the big break. And so I said, well, I'll just put this at break even because this looks like it could be a really good one. And then 2 hours later, I'm out, and it goes up another $100 to that level right there. Now, this was a really important low here because of the fact that it had, well, this one was because you had a big move right here. You had another big move, coming in off of this one right here. But this low is very important because you see it took that long to complete that low. And if we're correct, that should be a 382 retracement off of that high. So we're going to mark it off. There's your low, there's your high, and there's your 382 retracement, spot on right there. And there it is. It's having its rally. Now the number we're looking at here is a 48.35. That's the 382. So we're going to see if that's moving. The reason why I'm spending some time on this is because sometimes it'll give us a little bit of a lead time on whether these things are going to be turning or not. Let's take a look at what happened to silver today. Here's silver's chart. There was our low on Friday. There was our low today, right there on the 21st. It went exactly to the 382 at 92.24. Now, if we break 92.24, it's going to be the first time that we've broken a 382. Even these didn't break 382s because it was in such a strong move. Remember, our price objective on this was 95.60, and folks, we got to 95.70. So I don't know if that's going to be a big move into silver or not, but we'll have to keep watching it. But that's important. So what we're doing, since we're on this right now, well, we got a break coming up, I believe, and when we get back, we got 30 seconds. So that's, we don't. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about silver. So stay tuned, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
All right, folks, we're going to look at the silver here. Our number was 95.13. It got to 95.70. Now we've broken through the 382 for the first time. I can show you there. We broke through the 382. Okay, now if that's the case, the rule says you sell the first 382 rally. Okay, so if you would have done that this morning, there's your low right here. There's your rally. So you have to go back and see if that's going to be a 382. You go to the high that we made there at 95.77. You pull that in, and there your 382 comes in right here at 93.51, and the high was 93.80. So it went 30 cents above. You have to have your stop above the 618. Now you can see we're starting to move down again, which is also telling us that the market has a little bit of weakness coming in for the first time. Remember now that this was made the high yesterday, whereas gold made another higher high by $85 today, folks. So, who knows? Now, remember, the anniversary date was actually the anniversary date for the high on gold and silver was the 21st of January. That was a Monday, not the 20th. The 20th was a Sunday. On Monday, the 21st of January, 1980, silver hit $55 an ounce on the COMEX exchange. However, cash silver did not trade above $36 an ounce at any of the major Hecla and all the other companies that I was dealing with during that. Hecla, Newmont Mining, Homestake. I had a whole bunch of them that were hedging silver, and the prices never went above $36 in the bags of silver. And that's what everything was based on, is those 90% bags of silver. Okay, so there's what we have in the silver market. So we're going to see if that's going to be the case. Now, let me get this out of here so we can talk about things that we're dealing with. Unless we get up here to go to, we already talked about the Russell. Did I talk about the YM? I don't know if I did or not. Let's just do it again just to be safe, okay? And it's just a second here. There's where we are with the Y. Oh, yes, we did. There was the 78% level. We had the rally back. You can see there from high to low went exactly to 50%, right on the money. And since that, we backed off just a little bit from that level. But boy, when he was speaking, from what I understand, I didn't get to hear it, but I saw the excerpts from this a little bit later where he said the stock market was going to double. But he didn't say it was going to double today. I think he said it's going to take 3 days for it to go from 49,000 to 98,000, which that'll probably be in about a month. We'll be at 98,000. Let's take a look at one that we were watching yesterday, folks, because it's important. That's the German DAX. Remember, we said all those ABCD patterns that we've been watching on some of these things here. Now, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expanding triangle. That's right out of Gartley's book, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What he was doing when he was doing this was he was looking at basically a 3-drive pattern. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3. But because this low, was higher than this one, he counted it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expanding triangle in his pattern. You can see we had the big gap down here in the NASDAQ. We made a lower low today, and you can see the lower low was below the 382. You see that? We talked about that yesterday. It gapped below it, so it's still pretty bad. Now, if that's the case, we might be looking at, just get an hour. Oh, I can't get hourlies. I don't think so. No, not good data on the hourly because it's missing data. So let's get rid of that. That's not anything we need to look at. Okay, now, all right, let's move over here and talk about the crude oil. Here's crude oil. Crude oil had a little bit of a run today, a beautiful ABCD pattern. You can be able to see it. There it is right there. A, B, C, D. Look at that number right there, folks. Remember that number? That was the 1618 on the daily. That was a beautiful Gartley. Just absolutely spot on. It went from 60.90. The low today was 60 even, so it moved about $1,000 down. Yep, just about almost exactly 1,000. It's coming back nice and strong. Now, let's take a look if this was a 382, because this was a really big move. We want to see if it was a 3. I can see it's not a 382 off of this one. We'll check and see if it's a 382 off of this one, which would have been the first sign that the market was holding up really well. And you can see there it is right there. So that was telling you that it was a little stronger than most people thought, and it's back into this level right here. I was watching this with the AI program, and for the early part of the day, it had a really good run here. You can see there's where we run into Friday. This was a European session last night, and our number we wanted to sell at was up in here. That happened late in the day, so we get this out of the way. Hold on right there. That happened right after the open, and now we had a little bit of a pullback, and it's right back again, and it looks like it wants to go higher. So who knows? We could be moving a lot higher in all of these as we watch these things unfold here today. Okay, now let's move out of the way here a second here, and we want to cover the euro because the euro is big. It is, at least it is in our book. This is the hourly. We've been talking about. There it was Sunday night. There was a 382 pullback. We talked about all the others that was going on, and we had a big run up. We got all the way to here. That's a $2,000 move in 2 days, folks. Very large. Now you can see after the market backed off, we had a little bit of a movement here today. So remember, we've been watching for 382s on this. So you go back to your original premise, and you go look for your first 382. And where's it coming to, folks? Exactly where it is right now, trading right there at the exact 382. And it's come down quite a bit from today, but look at that strong support. If that's the case, the euro will not go any lower than that. You give it 10 or 15 pips. But if it's good, it's going to stop right there because it's a strong trend, and it's done exactly. It's been here for 3 hours. So that tells you there's somebody's buying it at that price. So that's a 382, so you got to pay close attention to it. Okay, now let's take a look at the British pound. We'll come up here and watch that one, and we're going to do a couple of these because the dollar's where the money is. I can't believe somebody didn't tell me about that natural gas. I happened to see it as I was watching the president speak after it was over, because then it said natural gas had this huge move, and I said, oh my goodness, I looked at it, holy cow. That's 10 points. 10 points is $1,000, so 100 and some points is $10,000. Okay, now let's move here with the British pound. By the way, folks, the odds have changed. The odds of us having Canada as our leading 51st state is now 2-1, but Greenland has moved into first place as the 51st state. It's a 3-2 probability that Greenland will be the 51st state of the United States, and then Canada will be 52nd 52. In 53, they're still working on that. That'll probably be Cuba. Okay, there's where we are right now on the British pound. Much weaker than the euro. Do you see that? Much, much weaker. The euro's back up testing this. This is not doing that in the pound. This is a beautiful 382. All it did was stop exactly at the 61% retracement. And of course, with the president speaking today, I don't know if he said anything about there was your 618, so it's done very little. So the currencies have not reacted very much to the president's speech. It was only the stock market that was, giving the old runaround to everybody. So that's what we're paying attention here too so far today. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'm checking something because I've got an order in, and I haven't gotten filled yet, so I want to see if it's going to make it. And let's get up here. Ooh.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, this is a gold. We sold it at 48.35. The problem is the little retracement here was 382. This is not a good, because first of all, the last part of the day is the least involved right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and take a $4 loss here at 39. I sold it at 35. I got out at 39, mainly because of this 382 pattern here and the fact that this last part of the day, well, I'm glad I did because it's going higher. So that's what we did on that. So yesterday we got lucky. I don't know if any of you made any money on that, but that thing dropped $20 from 41. I got a little bit out of it, about $4 because I lowered my stop down. But anyway, that's the way it goes here. We've got another one working here that I really do like, and that here is the NASDAQ. We're almost ready to make this NASDAQ 382. And we still got quite a ways to go in the day, and it still has a downward bias. So your ABCD on this one measures here to 252.71. Your stop would have to be above here. So that's a very close one to look at. We'll just draw that in. Remember, these only work part of the time, but when they do, by the way, that pullback also stopped right at the 78% level of the whole range. There it is right there, and there's where the pullback stopped, right on the money, right about there, just within a tick or two, and that's what we're doing right now. The last couple hours, we're seeing if it'll make this level right here. With the president speaking, it doesn't affect the report that I did on the overall market condition, which we view as extremely bearish. But that doesn't mean it's going to work, but it's worked for a few days. So even with this rally, we only had a 400-point rally in the NASDAQ, and it dropped way over 1,000 from the high. So that was just a retracement back on that of around 50%. All right, we'll move out. We've got a couple stocks to cover. All right, we'll come over here. We've already covered Tesla. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the ones that are making the market move, usually the most. So let's take a look at the number one stock in the Dow, which is Goldman Sachs for today. And you can see Goldman Sachs is up today about $15. That's one of the reasons why the Dow Jones is so very, very strong. Okay. The next one we want to look at is Caterpillar, which is the second largest stock in the Dow Jones. All these are close to their highs, folks. So they could easily be making a new high. Oh, Caterpillar got hammered today, so that's not helping at all. Let me double check, refresh this to be safe. Let's see if no, got hit yesterday, and then it's basically up just a tiny little bit today. But that did make a 3 drive to a top pattern here in the long-term picture. You can see that's there's your 1, 2, 3 drive to a top pattern in that one. The next one we want to look at is Microsoft, because this stock is under a lot of pressure, folks, and it's one of the number one stocks for. Look at today. Open high. Is that correct? Wow. Something's wrong with Microsoft, folks. Look at this. It opened higher, and look where it is right now. Boy, it's really getting hit pretty hard to the downside. Oh, by the way, we almost have a target in our Apple. Is coming up here very, very shortly, too. We have a big ABCD here in Apple, so we'll get that up here and take a quick look at it. Almost there. I think we are there. Hold on just a second here. Get this up here and draw this in. Okay. Now we got several ABCDs here that we have to look at here with Apple. The first one, actually there's 3. There's your first one right here. All right. That goes down to there. Doesn't quite make it there. Then we got the next one, which is right there. That's your next ABCD. So you go from there down to there. And that one takes you right to that level. And then we got the last one coming in. It's going to be close, probably the next day or two. And there it is right there, 242, $4 lower is where you want to be looking to buy Apple. Now, maybe that means we're going to have a really strong stock market like the president thinks, which is okay. I think that's certainly all right. But anyway, that's what we're watching here as we're looking at. Now, you bring this over here all the way back to where we had some pretty significant lows. And that was April low was really significant, wasn't it? Remember that? That was we were saying that was the big covering short of that big move we were down during that we were looking at, and of course it had a big move, stopped right there. Well, I can tell you right now that's almost exactly 382, folks. So let's just draw this in. There's your low, there's your high. Look at that. Man alive. How come these numbers are so nice? There you go. Buy Apple, folks. About $4 lower at 243. I think it'd be a pretty good shot. You got double ABCD. You're right at a 382. Let's just check a few other things. That would take this low out, which is not too much, but then we'll see. This would probably be about a 78% level. Nah, that's a little lower. No, that's about it. Your main one is this big one right here, right off of the 382, off of this. That's all you really need to know. It's a very nice correction. Let's go check and see. All right, here's a perfect example. During the March to April period, we had our huge drop. Remember, this much greater than what we're looking at now. See, that drop back here in April was, oh, Larry, don't do this to me, please. Oh, just a second here, see if we can draw that in. Okay, that's that apple right there. You can see that's just a small fraction of that. So this is what you want to be watching right there, is that 382 off of that number. So with all those ABCDs there, if you believe in ABCDs, you got to be looking at Apple at 242. It certainly looks that way from my stretch of the imagination. All right, let's move up here. Oh, cold. There's shut the front door. Just a minute here. Apple out of the way. Get Caterpillar out of the way. Okay, we've had a well, we missed this so far. Keep the order working if you're in there. That number is at 25,270. All right, let's look at here at Amazon. Okay, let's see how we're doing here with Amazon. Oh, boy. Man, I'll tell you, folks, there's something wrong with the stock market. Well, what do I know? I don't know if it's anything wrong or not, but look at that. This is a big company. Look at this. This has had some bullishness, but now it's been said this is another AI stock. And the AI stocks have been going lower, folks. That's why you got to be careful. I'm losing my voice again. Hold on one second here. And let's see how we're doing with the clock. I think we got another, wow, a whole minute. That's 2 lifetimes. So we got 2 to look at. One of them here is Alibaba with our old friend Jack. Oh, hold on just a second here. Still holding up all right. Well, you can see Alibaba used to be a $300 number, but it's been under some. Oh, Larry, I got it. I have nice problems, folks. I had to go out yesterday at 6 o'clock in the morning to Goodyear, Walmart, to get a mouse. Believe it or not, a $14 mouse is under a lock and key. Unbelievable. Anyway, this is Alibaba. This doesn't look very bullish to me either. So we'll be right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, so regarding the silver and the gold, the reason why I took that position off on the gold is because I trade very, very, let me say, not cautiously, but cautiously would be it. But I just don't like to take. I've had a good day in the gold because I sold it when it had the bigger break early in the morning. Didn't make a lot of money, $12, but I didn't want to get any of that back, so I gave $4 of it back. If I were to look at it again, and I not say I'm going to, I'm not going to do anything different because it did this. Okay, there's my first warning sign right there. That 382. I don't want to mess with that. So and not only it doesn't work on the last part of the day most of the time. So that's why I did it. No problem. I just move on to the next one. It's no big deal. Okay, now let's take a look at the one that's been the strongest for the stock indices today, which has been the Russell. You can see this Russell, it had a monster move. Oh no, we almost made new highs in this Russell. Well, the old high was 28, I believe. Oh gosh, this mouse is driving me absolute nuts. Folks, I ought to do something else for a living because I just can't handle this technical stuff. So let me there's something wrong. I don't know what's wrong with this, but it's not acting good now. I think it's because of what I'm trying to do is I've got too much stuff out here. See, it doesn't want to move over like it wants to. But anyway, there's where we are with the Russell. Now, after the Russell's had the big break, okay, we had a big break, you watch for 382 on a Russell. So you go to your high right back there, and you'll see we've come up, and we hit the 382 1, 2, 3 times at 77, and it's trading at 74 right now. There's your small ABCD on that, but that's it. NASDAQ jumps around a lot more. Time out. Excuse me 1 second, folks. That's good. All right, let's move out of there, and we'll go over and take a look at the NASDAQ to see what it's doing. Folks, we've never had a president that talks about the market because, he's been involved in the market ever since he was a kid. His dad, Fred, was a big stock trader and stuff. And, of course, he had DJT, Donald Trump Enterprises, and I used to listen to him all the time. And I remember when the dot-com bubble was going, he would come on and say, ooh, DJT's in play at 26. It was trading at 13. Anyway, now they listen to him because, he says something and the market moves billions of dollars in just a short period of time. Boy, this is driving me nuts, folks. Hold on just a second. I got to get rid of some of these things here. Otherwise, it's going to really make me nuts. And at my age, it doesn't take very long to make that final drive. Get that out of the way right here. And there, I'm trying to find it. I think this is it right here. That's Apple. Apple, I like Apple about 242, folks. So kind of watch that here the next few days or so. And I do like Tesla at 376. So those are coming down the top pike here in just a little bit here. Here we go. Son of a gun. Just a second. All right, this is a NASDAQ, watching it right here. So it didn't quite get there yet. It might still, but we'll have to wait and see. Remember, this is a 400-point rally here in the NASDAQ, and now we're going to see, where it goes, to the downside. It missed it here by about 50 pips, but might still get there. You could keep your, how much time you got left? Couple hours, so you could still get there. You don't want to do it the last hour, though. You want to get it before then, so it has a little bit of time to work. So that's pretty much it. Now, we had one other request here for Eli Lilly, and I'll get that up there. And hold on one sec. There it is right there. I started working for them in 1965. I stayed with them for 10 years. Then I went out on my own. I've never regretted it a bit. I still got my retirement check, of course. Anyway, I did. I had 10 years vested interest. Hold on just a second. It's not very much. Anyway, here's what we've done here. We had a huge move in Lilly. It's been a huge monster. Some of my friends that, most of them are gone, but the few that are alive had quite a few shares of stocks at $1,000 a share. They're quite wealthy, which is I'm happy for them. Anyway, there's you see here. Now let's just, since we're doing this right now, let's talk about what I talk about all the time. Is watch 382s, okay? Big strong move here. First pullback. Look, 382. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way here. I'm fading fast, folks. My voice is going bad. My throat's getting tight. There's the next 382, just a little bit below the 382. And we got one more right here. Let's see if that was a 382 off of this one right here. There it is right there. This doesn't want to hold it. Yeah, a little bit below the 382. So that's Eli Lilly doing relatively well. Okay. Let's take a look at soybeans. Some would ask about soybeans because the president mentioned something on this show about that China was still buying soybeans. Let's see if that's the case for today. Wow, this thing is driving me nuts. And it's like I say, it's a short trip. Wow. All right, this is going to be March, I believe, soybeans. There's March. Oh, my gosh, they are moving up a little bit today. In fact, we had a little bit of a three-drive pattern here, a couple days ago. There's a little bit. I have done so little on the grains, folks. I've focused everything on the currencies. Oh, and I got to do the Japanese yen and also the Canadian. There's it where we have right here. Looks pretty good. All right, that's having a nice little rally. It's just like this. This is nothing more than that. That's bang, bang, bang. There's nothing exciting there. As a matter of fact, it's going to have a lot of trouble when it gets anywhere near the 382 of this move here, which is only up just a little bit more. That would be right there, about another 24 cents higher. It's going to have some serious problems on this, from my opinion. Okay, now get out of the way here. Get my train of thought up here one more time here. What was I thinking? Senior moment here. Well, it wasn't wheat or anything, so I can't remember what it was. Not to worry about it. Well, I'm fading fast, like a little tulip here. Let's take a look at, let's get one here. Whoa, I already did the German DAX. Let's look at the emerging markets to see if it's also starting to roll over a little bit. And it's come down, match the old high, and it closed lower yet today. So that's another one. There's just too many ABCDs out here, folks. That's the big problem. And I'm beginning to believe that these things I've been watching are pretty much the same what we want to be watching, but that's it. Oh, I think we're right here on the old NASDAQ, boys and girls. I think we're right at the promised land. We just hit it right there. There's your 382 right now. I just heard the bell go off. So there it is at 52.70. And then you got to put your stop right above there. So it did make that number, and that's what we're watching right now. And of course, this will go straight up, but that's okay. 52.70 was the sale. You could stop here, would be 53.10. You got to risk about 40 pips on that. So anyway, that's what's going on here. By the way, people have asked me, just because there's a report, the markets had big moves today, it doesn't affect the long-term implications of that report that I did. That report that I did is based on long-term monthly cycles. So that's what we're paying attention to. So take a little break and we'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, when you're trading this and selling at 50 to 25, 270, have to risk 40 handles, which is $800. You can't trade this thing for less than that. It's too volatile. Just like the S&P, you have to use a 15-point stop on the S&P, 20-point stop on the NASDAQ. The Dow Jones, you can trade that with a 200-point stop, but this is what we're looking at here. So your stop has got to be right above here at 243.10. And I know it's at the 50%, but that's the maximum of our risk, so that's what we're watching it. Now, right now, it's at about 8 points, and it could be a lot more by the time we hit it, and it also might be profitable. The only thing that it has going for it is, in fact, that's the 382, which I don't like to see. It's broken, but there is an ABCD here that I didn't quite see because it continued on. Let's just get it up here and see it there. Your ABCD on this one. And I go by the ratio. I don't go by the ABCD when I'm trading these darn things. That measured here to there. Well, it comes to 52.69. So that's where I was doing it. And that's it. So that's where we are right now. Our stop is right here at 10. And so right now you're almost at break even. If you want to take it off, you can do that if you like. I'm going to leave it in and play with the 40 points and see if that's going to be a good one or not. So that's what I'm paying attention to here this morning, folks. Also, keep in mind that we have the live trading session on Friday. We had one 2 weeks ago that was really great. And with all the volatility we're having in these markets, boy, we should have some good 382s to bank on. And we'll be looking at some really great things coming in on Friday. So if you're interested, you go to Tommy at TFNN and tell him to get you signed up, and we'll be happy to help you if we can. Okay, now you got a $30 move. You got enough to buy a half of McDonald's. So I'm going to be leaving you here now. So keep your stop working, and we'll see how the trades unwind as we finish up today. Okay, thanks for joining us, folks. May God bless.